live in next 1 minute from here.
Okay, okay. A warm welcome to everyone. Hope you all are safe and doing well. Thank you all for enrolling in this event. Excel and Excel welcomes you all. For those who do not know about Excel and Excel, here's a gist. Excel and Excel is a data analytics firm that solves high impact business problems using data and technology. We provide end to end services in the field of data analytics and data visualization. Our core services include analytics, consulting, and training. Excel and Excel presents the popular talk show EiEFreshTalk on its YouTube channel, where it hosts great leaders and subject matter experts in various fields, ranging from India and abroad, to speak regularly on variety of topics ranging from Excel to analytics and finance to financial modeling. Some of our past events are Time Intelligence in Power BI by CAS Ratnagiri, Analyzing Data with Power BI by Mr. Amit Chandak, Creating Income Statement using Power BI by Mr. Mark Walter, and Data Visualization and Insights from Power BI by Mr. CA Deepak Singh. We are happy to share our website, hashtag EiEFreshTalk by Excel and Excel, has been selected as one of the top 5 Microsoft Excel podcasts on the web by feedspot.com. We are also happy to share the first ever annual gathering of Microsoft Excel Global Community, which is planned from February 6 to 9, 2021. The Global Excel Summit, a 4-day event with 17 plus speakers and 1,000 plus attendees. Learn from the top excellent practitioners in the world, connect with people in all lines of business, and last but not the least, excel with masterclasses. We are proud to share that Excel and Excel is associated as a media partner for the Global Excel Summit. Use the promo code Excel in Excel and get special prizes on various products and courses. Joining us today, we have our speaker for the day, Mr. Pranjal Dubey. Mr. Pranjal Dubey is the director and mentor at Sparks Foundation. He co-founded Excelsius Pte. Limited in Singapore, which is a technology-driven company focusing on building products and delivering training across SEA regions. He is also founder of Code for India, which helps students in India to get equipped with latest technologies and skills needed for the industry. He is a strong business professional with more than 7 years of experience in various domains, including retail, products, finance, and education. Truly committed to making things happen, he puts a lot of effort into the initiatives and business operations he is involved in. He thrives on challenges and constantly set goals for himself and the team, and always looking for an opportunity to do better and achieve efficiency. We welcome you, sir. It's a pleasure having you with us. Before we begin, I request the participants to join me in welcoming today's speaker with a hi in the chat section. I request if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box. We will later present it to the speaker. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Nidhi, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining today. I will be going through the topic that what is there, and let me share for my screen, and then I will proceed from there. So the topic, as mentioned by Nidhi, is the data storytelling using Power BI. We saw a lot of things nowadays happening in the different platforms. Now Power BI is nothing new. It's again one of the platform by Microsoft, which is actually, it is embedded in the Excel also, and it's one of the very prominent BI platform where we can do a lot of analytics. Now this session is conducted by Excel in Excel, and we are the Exaltiers. Now a very quick introduction about who we are. We are a technology and data driven company in Singapore. Our expertise lies in data side. Data means data analytics, be data engineering, data science, big data, and cloud. In terms of providing solutions, we provide solutions using the machine learning algorithms, and we also create AI platforms for our clients. In terms of training, we have almost conducted 1800 plus training sessions across SCA region, be it your face-to-face training or be it online. All the trainers are from different industries, so always try to get the real data, so and also try to solve the basically real business cases. In terms of our clients, some of the clients lies towards the banking side. We have also from the retail, we have the universities, and so on. Some of the glimpses of the sessions that has conducted before the COVID is some of these are here, and right now after the COVID we just started and we're doing a lot of online sessions. Okay, before going that, I just want to discuss about this thing. The number that what it shows, the number itself is 2.5 quintillion. Now, this much figure is a very huge number, right? Now, what does it represent? If I ask you, probably you will get some time, you will think that, okay, what this number is. Now, just to tell you, this is the total amount of data that we create every single day. Now, you see the volume of the data that we are generating, right? And that's why it's very important to handle this data, to store this, to manage the data, right? We need a different kind of platform which was not needed. Suppose 10 years back, a decade ago, there was no such data, so there was no requirement at all. Now, what is the reason of the significant growth in the data science and analytics nowadays? If you see, there are certain factors. So if you see the data volume, the explosion of the data volume here, you started, if you see the 10 years back, the data was not that. So if you see the data volume in zettabyte, which is ZB, in 2020 is expected to be, it's already 2020, right? So it's almost 40 zettabyte data we are generating, right? Now, what is the reason? The reason is first, the devices, the internet basically. You see nowadays everything is connected to the internet. We are using our smartwatches, our cars, everything. We are monitoring the data, right? We have our health monitoring devices. All we are generating the data basically, right? So if you see the installed devices in billions, this is showing here, and that is the reason that we are having so much amount of data with us nowadays. Okay, so thanks to again IoT devices and the internet that we have these things. Another reason is the cost. Definitely, if you compare, we already bought something. Suppose we used to buy, the our pen drives on the thumb drives. That was actually cost a lot if you compare to now. So now the things are so cheap. Now the storage capacity, you can actually buy a lot of storage capacity with no cost at all actually, right? So this is one of the reason again. The next factor is that definitely the interest. So if you see the machine learning, deep learning, and AI interest, it actually picked up. So which was not there earlier. So these are certain reasons why we have so much data and we have, so much things to do. Now people always confuse about the data means the insight. So if I ask one simple question, if the data is same as insight, and if I ask whether it's true or false, most of the time, as per my experience, usually people confuse with the data as insight. So they say that true, but it's not true. Data is not same as insight. Data, when we talk about data, is raw data, right? And insight, when we say, so once we get the raw data, we do a lot of massaging on the data. We do a lot of data preparation. Preparation includes your data cleansing, your data transformation. You want to evaluate the data first. Once you clean the data, then you start the data visualization, where you kind of create different kind of graphs and charts, and then you get insights. So almost 70 to 80% of your energy and your time you spend on the data preparation. That's why the data and insights are completely different. Once the data is clean, then only it can give the insight, correct insight. Else your garbage in and garbage out will be there. Okay. Let's move towards the what I just mentioned into a data workflow. How does it matter here? So the data workflow is very simple. Once you start with creating a hypothesis, developing some hypothesis for the analysis, you start then with the data preparation. Here you select the data, you import the data, you clean the data, right? Once the data cleaning part, everything is done, then you start analyzing it. You start visualizing it, and then you see what is your analysis is. From that analysis, you interpret the things, you create insights, you get the actionable insights. And once you see that, okay, these are the actionable insights and these are good to go, then what you do, you present it to the business. That means your communication, your storytelling, here it matters. You recommend to your audience, okay, that this is the best thing, this is the output that what we are getting, you should go for it. So starting from your developing hypothesis to recommendation, this is a complete cycle, okay? And this is how the backbone of everything is analytics. So what is analytics? The wiki definition is here. Analytics is the discovery, interpretation, and communication of meaningful patterns in data. But in the layman terms, it's simple from starting from the using the raw data collecting to the final deliverable. When you're recommending something, everything comes under analytics. Now, if you see this graph, what it is saying that starting from the raw data, we go to clean the data, then we create some reports, we create some, BI, we use some BI tools to represent it. That only we used to do earlier. What happened? That means we wanted to just say what happened earlier with the help of data. Then with the help of technical, capabilities of analytics, we started why did it happen? We wanted to find what was the reason behind that. Then again, with advanced technologies, we started doing our predictive analysis, where we started, okay, what will happen? What will happen? That means you are predicting something. We started creating predictive modeling. And at the end, nowadays, we are actually recommending that, okay, what is the best that could happen? So you do that. We are optimizing the thing. So slowly, based on the maturity of, analytics capability, we can see the user engagement as well as the collective insights is also going increasing. Now, be it any domain. When I talk domain means any domain, either you have the travel, you have marketing, you have healthcare, social media, sales, automation, banking, finance. All firms are using the data to make to improve basically their business, to make the operations, better. Now, how? Just for example, travel. Based on the historical data, travel industry actually can predict that, okay, what will be the delay in the flight based on suppose certain weather conditions. Similarly, if you go to marketing side, marketing companies can actually predict based on the transaction data of a customer whether the customer will churn or not. So customer churning is again one of the important use cases where marketing companies do with the help of data. When we talk about healthcare, again, very important. And here the accuracy matters a lot because you can't take risk, right? You can't say that 99.99% this medicine will work, so let's apply on a person, right? You can't do that. So here accuracy plays very important role. Again, with the help of data, we can analyze that, okay, this particular cell have cancer cells or not based on the image processing, computer vision, all those things we see here. Social media, very important, where we do all kind of sentiment analysis of the data. Companies can see their reviews, okay, and then they try to improve. So be it again automation, banking, very important, where we try to predict whether the particular, it is fraud or not, whether any claims are fraud or not, whether the person will eligible for any loans or not, right? So loan approval and all, in all those cases we see the data. Similarly for the sales, when we allow any discount, when we give any offers, based on the data we give it. So you see all the companies, they are actually, they know you, right? The company, they know the customer. And that is why a very, like Steve Jobs mentioned also, that it's not the customer job to know what they want. It's basically company, they know that what you are looking for, and then they will, before you go to the shop, they will email you saying that, okay, this is something that what you need, and probably this is the offer that what we have for you. So That's the what he said already. Now, what is analytics? So quickly I will go into it. Analytics is comprised of two parts: visualization and storytelling. So when you talk about visualization, a very important term comes here: visual analytics. Now, what is this? It helps people see and understand their data. Okay. Now, if I quickly ask how many nines are there, suppose in this slide, if I ask how many nines are there, probably you will take some time to count the number of nines. It looks alike, and then you will take some definitely 10 to 15 seconds to count, and then probably you will give me correct answer, right? But if I just change a little bit here, the power of visual analytics, if I just do this thing, and if I ask you, probably you will take in 1/10 of the time what you took earlier. Now you can tell me the answer, how many nines are there. That's why the human visual system is very powerful. Okay. Now, what is data visualization? It's the how you are presenting the raw data into some pictorial or graphical format. Okay. Now, it's a human tendency to see the graphs and understand it better rather than going and reading the raw data. Now, there are many methods, many technologies, many graph charts that are available to visualize the data, right? So we have many visualization types here. Now, based on certain categories, like suppose if I want to do any kind of comparison, you have bar chart, stack chart, column chart, line chart, all those things. If you want to show some kind of distribution, you have the histogram, scattered chart. Composition, then you have different kind of, again, waterfall chart, stack column chart to show the composition. And if you want to show the relationship, you again have some bubble charts based on the variables, right? Now, it again depends on the user, like based on the data, which chart would be the best for the data. You have to select it. For an analyst, they have to select which kind of chart is better. Now, if I simply just show what do you like about or dislike about this visualization, this is the first dashboard. If I ask you whether this is a good dashboard, good visualization, or bad visualization, I'm definitely sure that everyone is agree with me. This is a good visualization. The reason is this dashboard is very neat and clean, nicely aligned, color combination very specific. It's there. I can see a lot of all the KPIs on the top, very clean, highlighted, and it can, in the same one dashboard, it is actually giving a lot of information. Okay, so this is how you should create. Now, if I ask you immediately this one, definitely you don't want to create something like this, right? Although pie chart is very popular, everyone uses pie chart. But if I ask you that, okay, this is the, suppose it is showing the 100 most active tweeters. Now, if you put the 100 categories here in the pie chart, definitely it doesn't make any sense. So you should avoid this. Or this is a 3D chart. Now, in Excel or in any of the BI tool, in Power BI or anywhere, if you see there's a 3D chart is there option, that doesn't mean that you have to use it again. So you have to see that whether the data what I have, which chart suits better, right? Again, this is a dashboard, again showing too much, having too much information, too much text. So we should avoid this. This is the something that you definitely, I'm pretty sure you don't want to look more than 2-3 seconds on this one. It's so congested that extra informations are there which is not needed here, right? So that's why we should avoid doing this. So if I ask you what is the core fundamental of data visualization, whether it is empathy or simplicity or volume, so the answer here would be simplicity. And the reason, again, you are showing something to a group of people, to your audience. They should first understand the data. They should first understand the graph, what you are trying to say, what the graph is saying. And that's why it should be very simple. Okay. Now, once you visualize the data, everything about what next? Insights. So what do you mean by insight? Now, insight is something that it covers, it is uncovering a shared meaning, a shared value, or a shared need that can be translated into action. What it means? It means that once you have the fact, right? Fact means the raw data. What you do, you start observing it. That's what where observation comes into play, right? And then once you observe, you get some interesting things there. And that's what we call insight. And once you got that insight, then you start taking action. Then you can, here at this point, you can propose the business to take some action on that. Okay, I will give you one nice example. What does insights and the recommendation and your finding means? Let's take example of Netflix. Now, we all watch Netflix, right? And definitely, I'm pretty sure now during COVID time, everyone is using Netflix a lot. So here, there was a work here. You see that they were finding earlier that the customers are not watching the entire video to its full length. They are watching 90 to 90%. And if you think really, yes, that's the true. When we start any suppose TV series, what we do, we start the credits part at we just skip the intro part, right? And then we start with the real video, real movie. And then again at the end, what they do. So basically, this was the finding that the 90 to 90% only they watch, customer watch. Then there was what was the insight out of it, that the parts they are not watching are the title role and the end credits, which is true, right? We don't watch this thing. So this is the insight that what they found out. And then they recommended that let's introduce the skip intro at the beginning of the title roles and watch next at the beginning of the end credits. And then they changed their operation. Then they started benchmarking the 90 to 95% watch content as the completed and measure if customers move to the next video in the series. That's how they introduced this skip intro and the watch credits part and the next episode part, right? So this is how you can see a very nicely how Netflix introduced this thing, and they changed their business operation, they changed their business KPI to measure the how much percentage of the video that customer is watching. That was all about the visualization and the insights. Now what is the next topic we are going to see today is the storytelling. Now what does storytelling meaning? It means that storytelling is just an art. We would say just an art. It is used in design as a technique to get insights into users. Build empathy. This is the most important word here, and access them emotionally. Okay, so basically, the speaker must have speaker has to create a connection with the audience, and that is how storytelling is very important. Now, there are four elements of a storytelling for a better, good storytelling. First, always know your audience. Who are they? What they want? Why they are here? Okay, so know your audience. You must know. Second, know your story, that what is the purpose and what you are going to tell, right? Because you know the data, this is your company, this is the data, okay, much better than anyone else. So you should know confident about the story that what you are going to say. Third, know your message, how you are crafting that message, how you are exploring and how you are crafting the message that you want to convey. And the fourth is know your tool. That is also very important because all the data are unique. Your data is very specific, so you need to be very specific in terms of choosing the tool. For example, for any tool, what you want, do you want to use the Power BI, do you want to use the Tableau, do you want to use the Excel, or do you want to any other platforms? It's completely up to you, based on the data, based on the result, how you want to do. Now, why the story is important, right? Why stories are important? Because stories are emotional, okay, it will create that kind of emotions. Stories are memorable. If you go and watch a movie in theater, you'll see that that movie you remember for a long period of time, right? Memorable and definitely impactful. Okay, that's why stories are important. Now let's talk about some BI platforms. So this is something report from the Gartner, and it is if you see here, it's from January 2020, so not much old, but yeah, this is the latest one. If you see who is the leader in analytics and BI platforms, on the top you can see the Microsoft, which is Microsoft Power BI, right? Then followed by the Tableau, and then followed by Click. So see, still Microsoft Power BI is on the top. Earlier, I think 2 years back, Tableau was there, but now Microsoft is at the first place. Okay, so you can see the leaders and the visionaries everywhere. Microsoft is on the top position. Now let's start with the Microsoft Power BI today. So what is this tool and what we are going to see? A very some of the theory part, that what I want to go through before going to the actual hands-on. The components of Power BI, there are a lot of things. You have the Power BI service, Power BI desktop, mobile, gateway, developer. Today we will use the desktop version of it, which can be locally installed, okay, and you can create some reports and generate some dashboards on that. talking quickly about the architecture diagram, you can have the desktop, and then you can basically publish everything, whatever you have created here using Power BI service. And how it helps that you can access in your mobile as well using Power BI mobile. And everything, there is just one warehouse is required, and then you can go, you can write the feedback, plan and forecast the write back, and then you can do the things. Now you can have it can be deployed on your local, or it can be deployed on your servers as well. The Power BI experience matters, right? You can have that data on the cloud or maybe on your premises, and then you do a lot of things here. You create insights, okay, and then you can transmit it to people, to the different apps. You can help in using the automation process also. Now, first thing, data sources, where you are accessing all the data. Now, Power BI can access the data from a lot of sources. Okay, so while doing that, we can see that many options available from here. You can get the data. When you get the data, the next term is our preparation, data preparation, where you start in cleaning and matching up the data. There are a lot of things here you can do. You can merge, you can append the queries, all the things. You can transform the data, using the Power BI query editor. Then once you're done, you started exploring the data. What's there? What is the different things that we can see by creating different visualizations? That's called exploring. And then you start visualizing the thing where where you can see the trends, different kind of trends. And once you got the final insights, you start sharing and collaborating to different users, right? So you can publish it to web, and then you can start doing the things. So while Power BI is again popular, it can create real-time dashboards. NLP, natural language processing, it's something there that's integrated in this, which is not there in any of the other BI tools. You have very easily integration with the Excel. What you can do, you can customize your visualizations. There are a lot of solutions from Microsoft and their partners are available, and then you can automate certain things. That is why this Power BI is very popular. Okay, now when you talk about the integration with Excel, there is an option again. If you see the normal Excel into publish to Power BI, your any report you can publish it. So this is how very common. And the one of the very important thing what is there is the real time, right? So you can run your charts and graphs every time using real time, actually dashboards, live dashboards, you would say. Okay, so these are certain features. Now what we are going to do, let's try to see some of the things today. So I will try to import the data and kind of some shaping it, and then some of the techniques, some of the features that are available, we will try to use based on the data. So some of the things that what we are going to see, we will use today a data set, which is basically sales data set for your demo part. We'll try to create some of the metrics like total sales, what is the total profit, what is the total profit ratio. Then we'll see some sales trend, how the trend looks like with the minimum, maximum, and average lines. The total sales by country, suppose top 10 sales by city, sales by category, profit by country, and all these things we'll see today. So overall, at the end of the session, what we are going to see is something like that a nice dashboard will be there in front of you, which we have created using the raw data set. Okay, now let's go directly. I will go to my, so this is the data that what I'm going to use for today, which is a global superstore data set. Okay, now this data I'm going to load into my Power BI. So for that, let's start first with the Power BI. So how to get the Power BI desktop? It's very simple. Power BI desktop, suppose I will start application on my local. So just give it a file, and then it will work. So it can be easily installed definitely, and then you can get the free version of the Power BI desktop also. Now see, once you open it, it will something look like this. This is the UI that it will appear. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the data first here. So in the get data, we can click on text CSV, because that was the CSV file. and then I will see directly the data, and I will click on open. So what now I'm doing is I am basically importing the data. I'm importing the data from outside to my Power BI. Now you see that this data is getting imported here. It's the preview of this you can see here. You just, you know, eyeball once, okay, your everything fine, data is okay, it's good to go. What we will do, I'll just click on the load. Now this data will get loaded to the Power BI. It will take a couple of times based on the volume of the data again, and it will be loaded into the Power BI system. Now see how you identified that your data is got loaded. If you see on the right hand side, all the fields name which was present in the global superstore data set are there. Now we have all the columns actually listed down here. Now what we are going to use now, we are going to use this to create some of the visualization. So before that, let's start to begin with our dashboard. Let's just give a name. What is our basically dashboard is? So I can just insert a normal text box here saying that, okay, this is my text box, sorry. Yeah, and I will write here, you can adjust the size accordingly. Just assume I'm writing here global superstore, suppose sample dashboard. Okay, you can put any name you want. And then once it is there, you can put the sizes, you can change it accordingly. Maybe under your background, you can change the, suppose maybe let's put the blue color. So you can have the blue color here background with you. Okay, now this is suppose you gave a title. Now what next? Let's start with some of the things that what we are going to do. If you remember our KPIs, what I wanted to check was first was total sales. So how much the total sales I want to see. So to do that, the best way, so let's talk a little bit about the UI here. Here you saw the different columns. Here is something called visualizations, where you can select all the different kind of charts available, right? And then these are certain things where you can format the you know the all the your charts, and this is something where you can put some values. So let's start with first, I want to get the total sales. So I will get first card visualization. So I will click on the card. Simple, this is a card, right? So if you hover it, you can see the card names are written. So I've selected the card visualization, and then I want to, what I want total sales, right? So I'll just put the sales to my fields. And now you will see as number is written like 12.64 million is the total amount of sales. Now see, it just summarizes and you can use this. Now the other thing is what you can do here. This is the like skeleton is ready, right? Skeleton, your raw skeleton is ready. What you can do here is you can anytime go and edit it. Like you can probably beautify it. How? So there are certain operations you can format the things. Now, how to format it? You select this and then you click on this background. Okay, and here you can change the first color. Suppose I want maybe light blue. I can put the light blue color here as a background, and then switch on the border, and I can put something like maybe just put the radius to 15. Okay, now this is done. Let's turn on the title also, and in the title I want to put maybe just total sales. Okay, I want to put the title as total sales. So I'll put the total sales, and I will make the size to 20. So all these things you can basically do. I'm just showing you. You can align the things. Now you see your total sales are here. Now total sales 12.64 million. Now you don't need this sales, right? This is what you don't want. So to remove that, you can actually remove the switch off the category. This category level, if you switch off, you see that got removed. And now you see the radius that I put, it will help you in curving this. So it's not now no more rectangle, it's kind of curve, but it looks a little good, right? A little better. Now you can, based on what you need, you can adjust the sizes. It's up to you how you want to beautify it. Next, so we got the total sales value. Similarly, the other point was I wanted to, now exactly the same thing what we want the total profit. So I will just now quickly create this, and then I will go to profit, and I will put my profit into my fields. And then similarly, I will go to my background color, and I will probably change to my light blue. And what else I want to my border to on, and I will make it 15. Similarly, I will put my title, just put total profit. I will make it 20 size. And that's all. And I will just remove the category to remove that thing. And similarly, adjust the size accordingly. Just try to align it. Yeah, so we have now total sales and total profit with us. Now the third thing was, third thing I wanted the profit ratio, which is a new measure. See, profit ratio was not there. Now you have to write a formula here. That means how you are creating a new measure here. Because if you see, the profit ratio is not there. So that means you can basically generate, right? You can create any formula also. So let's try to see how we can do that. So to do that, basically, if you go here, see the global superstore, there are three dots, which we call it ellipses. So if you click on this ellipsis, you'll see something called new measure. So in the new measure, if you do, you can see a kind of formula bar, which we see usually in Excel. Similar kind of things, the formula bar will appear here. And here you have to write the exact formula what you want, right? Now, for better understanding, I will just write the here formula of the profit ratio first. So you have to basically remove it, and you have to put the formula for the profit ratio, which is basically just I'm dividing the profit divided by the total sales, right? And after that, you need to click on this tick mark. Then you see on the fields, you can see something called profit ratio, which is calculated. That's why this icon, a special icon is there. That is a measure that what you have calculated. It was not there earlier. Okay. Now let's try to, again, now we have the new data. Similarly, again, take the card visual, put it here, because I want to now see. Now you can put the profit ratio under fields. And then you can go to your format. You can background, you can change again to blue. Similarly, border option, you can switch on, make the radius 15. You can turn on the title, and here you can write here profit ratio, make it 20 size, align it in the center, and you have to remove the category. And that's how you are done with basically all the three KPIs. Now we're done with total sales, total profit, as well as that profit ratio. Now what next? Next, we wanted to see the trend of the sales, right? Sales trend. So this is very popular. Now to create any kind of trend, what we want a line chart. So just take a line chart here first. So this is something called line chart right here. You see line chart. So just click on that. This thing will appear. Now just make it a little bigger. Yeah. Now what we want in the line chart? We want something order date, So order, because trend something deals with the date. So order date I will put into my axis. So now you'll see your order date is here. Okay. Now for each order date, what I want, what it is going to represent, it's going to represent the total sales, right? So I will just put the sales into my values. And now there is a comparison. Now you can see that for the order date, this is the trend, right? This is the trend it will show. So just let's put maybe this one here. Something like this. Now here, this is the trend. Okay, for each days I can see, but I also want something extra. I want maybe minimum line, what is the maximum line, to do some kind of analysis. So here you see the third option here, it is called analytics. Now you can actually create some analytics. It's all, you don't need to basically write the formula or anything. It's everything is already embedded in this on this platform. So there is an analytics. Let's try to create a minimum line. So if I click on this and I will just add a minimum line. That's all. You will see something here, a minimum line is got added. Let's try to get the maximum line. So I will just click on add. The rest of the things I'm just keeping it by default. I'm not changing anything. So you will see a maximum also here. I want to suppose get an average. So I can just simply create an average also. Now you see this is the average line. So it is very clearly it is showing that average is here, maximum, minimum, and then you have what is your trend. So if you hover, every time you will see the for all the rates what is the value. So very clearly the total sales you can see it here. Okay, now let's go back. Let's rename it. I mean, sales by order date doesn't look good. So I can go to anytime, go to my format, and I will here I can change the title to maybe, I don't know, maybe sales trend. I can put something like that. I can put. So I'll just put maybe sales trend. And yeah, and if you want to increase the size again, just to make it more bigger, you can put that 20. And you can center a line also. Now this something looks good. Yeah. Now if you want to put the borders, you can anytime you can turn on the border. So it will, you will see something like this border. Okay. Now I have the sales trend with me also. So these things are ready. Now what next? Let's talk more on the country wise. So I want to basically see the total sales by each country. Okay, that's the what I graph I want to know. So to do this, the best way to check is to get the metrics data. Okay, so this is called a metrics. So if you click on metrics, your metrics data will appear here. It's basically kind of list, right? It's a list, it's a tabular format. What I want first country, right? So I will drag my country under my rows. So you'll see all the countries, got here. Now for each of the rows, what I want first sales to my values. So you will see here, okay, I think this is, I need to do, yeah, you see sales I can see here. And also let's talk about profit ratio. And I also want the profit ratio. So I'll put the profit ratio under my, just below the sales. So you'll see sales and profit ratio, two things are ready. So for each country, I can see certain things like this. Now, I can here, this is 3 ellipses, more options. If you click on this, you will see that, okay, sort by. So let's try to sort by maybe sales. You see your data got sorted based on the highest sales and then followed by the lower ones. So this is how you basically all your data get sorted. Now you can do some different operations here. For example, you click on the cells, this one here, you can see some conditional formatting, and then you can put maybe data bars. So if you click on data bars, yeah, something like this will appear. Okay, so I'm not changing it, just keep it like the original setting, just click on OK. So you will have the, let's see, data bars you can see. Okay, the highest the color, then it will identify, you will put the data colors, bars for it. Similarly, I can do certain other things. Let's do something for the profit ratio also. So profit ratio also I can go to conditional formatting, and maybe I will change on font color this time. I can get, okay, let's do minimum. For minimum, I will probably take red, and maybe for maximum, I will just put maybe green is not there. Okay, let's put, I can customize the colors. So let's put the green to red kind of thing. Okay, and then I will press OK. Now, although your values, basically it will be green and red. So these kind of two variations you can put, you see. So for minimum it is red, and for the maximum it is green. So that's how you can differentiate the data. Now, so these are certain things that we can do, right? Now, if you want, you can do some more things, like probably go to your title, turn on the title, and then title you can, you want to put maybe, I don't know, maybe sales by country. Okay, sales by country. So you will see sales by country, and yeah, you can either maybe change the text size, increase a little bit. Yes, you can. Maybe just turn on the border also, so that you will have a border kind of feel, and you can get something like this. Now you see beautifully, you can basically see the sales as well as the profit ratio for each country, right? So you have quickly created this report as well. Now let's talk about the city also. That, okay, I want to get the top 10 sales by city. I will use maybe probably, let's try to use the clustered column chart. So I will click that clustered column chart. I will put it here just to make it more aligned. Yes. Now, where is the city? This is the city. So I will put the city under axis, and I will put my cells under values, and I will also put, let's put profit below my cells. So I will have the two things here, sales and profit by city. Okay. Now, for the city, you can see a lot of cities are there, but I don't want all the cities. Let's assume, what if I want just top 10? So what I can do here, I can change. How? In the city, there is an option here, filter type. So in the filter type, if you click this drop down, you will have the top n. So I will just select top n, and I will give a value that, okay, I want, suppose maybe top 10. So top 10 here, and then what top 10, what top 10 values with the cells, right? So by value, in value, I will put my cells. So I'll just put in here, and then click on apply filter. And now you will see something like this, right? So only top 10 cities are there. Now again, you go to format, you can change the title to whatever you want, maybe sales by city, just write, don't put maybe profit, just put, because sales is there, right? So sales by city, and to make it more clear, you can write here maybe top 10. Top 10 cities I want. So this is how it will look like. Now see, there is no border, so that's why I want a border. So again, sorry, I put it here, put the border on. So let me see here, you can go anytime and you can border on. Now if you put the border on, it will look more decent, more clear, right? Now you are done with the top 10 city also. Let's talk about the category. Okay, so which categories like you want to see. Now I will give you, I mentioned earlier that there is an NLP feature, right, in the Power BI, which is, I mentioned that it is not there in any of the other two. Let's see the magic of that NLP thing. Whatever I did, you actually, if you don't know, if you are very lazy or you don't want to drag and drop also, what you can do simply, can you see this feature called Q&A here? If you click here, it will ask, it will be created something like this. Here you can basically just write what you want. Here, suppose what I want, suppose sales by category as suppose pie chart. And if I click on this, you see what happened. Just one click, and then even my spelling is wrong. Because of the NLP functionality, it will detect that, okay, what I want, I know already what I want, and it will create the things for me. So quickly, you can click this and it is ready. I don't even have to go and select and drag pie chart and keeping the values here and there. No hassle, anything, everything is ready for you. Okay. So that is one of the very important feature which was not there earlier. Now, best part is this is even voice enabled. So you can speak and then it can detect your voice and then can create the charts for you. You don't even have to write it. So this is how some things, the extra enhancements are actually going on, and it's already there. Now, we created the sales by category. Now let's see about the maybe using some, okay, again, you can go here and then you can create the borders. So you can switch on the border. Okay. Now let's see about the country, profit by country, how we can do. So for that, let's take a map. So I'm going to use the field map. So I'll just take the field map here, and I will probably drag it to here, this place I have. To try to adjust. Now in map, what I want the basically profit. So let's talk about the profit. So I put just profit under my tooltips. So now my tooltips and the profit is there. And then I want location. So for location, let's talk about the country. So I'll just put country under location. So for all the country, this thing, it will calculate, it will show me the tooltips, right? And under this, under the maybe map style, let's change the themes to not to road, but maybe grayscale. So say something like this, it will appear. So now you have a map view where you can see the basically profit by the countries, right? So this definitely you can change, and then if you hover, it will give you the country name as well as the total profit amount here. Okay. So see very quickly how we can create the things. Also, you can add some slicers. Okay, so slicers, if you want to suppose do some kind of filtering, right? So let's try to use that slicer. Now slicer is here. This is called slicer. If you click the slicer, a slicer will appear. Now suppose I want to create the slicer for maybe country. So what I will just do, I will click on this country, and all the country are listed down here. Okay. Similarly, suppose I want to create a, so I will just adjust it. Suppose I want to again create a slicer for maybe, okay, let me just get this thing border for it. Yeah. Now again, if I suppose have slicer I want for another thing, let's suppose order date. So I will just put it. You basically have to just manage the, adjust the alignment, and then it will be great. And then I will just put the order date here. Now I have the different order dates also. And then if I want, I can get the border on. Now see how it helps, This graph is ready, everything. Now suppose I want only for maybe suppose Afghanistan. I will just click on Afghanistan. Okay, you see all your graphs, everything changed for Afghanistan. If for Afghanistan, I also want suppose maybe just some of the dates, one date only. You see only one date what happened. So this is how you can do the things, right? Clear selections. If you want to clear everything, you can do the things anytime. Clear selections. Again, go back to your normal one. Right? So see, this is how very quickly you can use the raw data, and you can create this dashboard within 15 to 20 minutes of time based on the business requirement. So if you count really how many things we did, we created how many things we are showing here actually as an information. 1, which is sales, 2, 3, then here 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then basically with them, so with other analytics as well. So 10 things easily, very easily we can see here, and then we have the different slicers also available. And this is how, this is very interactive. Anytime you can just, once you've done it here in the desktop, you can use Power BI service, so, and you can share the same thing. People can see this report on their phone, on their mobile as well. So this is how you have just finished one dashboard. So that's again for the data that what we have, and you can anytime you can modify the things, you can put more things, more analytics and more different kind of charts that you can use and try it on your own as well. So that was all about the charts part, and finally it's something looks like this now, and that's all. So I'm open for any kind of questions now if you have. So thanks again. Please let me know if you have any questions.
What are the main objective of slicers?
Okay, very good question. So slicers is basically it's kind of advanced form of filter. So slicers are nothing but it's an advanced form of filters. Now slicer can be highly used to make the reports more interactive. Now if I ask you a filter, you see here that if I clicked on one slicer, one of the option, all the graphs are changing accordingly. But it can't be done using the filters when you have the multiple charts. For example, when you create any pivot charts in Excel, what you do, you try to create a slicer, and then you basically connect the different reports, so that one slicer can actually connect all the reports. It will be more interactive, which can't be done using filters. So in short, it's just an advanced form of filter.
Thank you, sir. That was indeed an informative session.
Okay, thanks, Nidhi. Any more questions we have?
No, sir. Only these were the questions. Thank you, sir. It was very informative session. On behalf of Excel and Excel, I thank you for sharing your wisdom. I also thank the audience, and I appreciate your presence being here. An announcement for all. EIE Learning, a set of handpicked online courses. EIE Learning, a set of handpicked online courses conducted by working professionals, curated on a gamut of subjects: Tally to Excel, business analysis to Power BI. So here are few courses in the month of January: Microsoft Excel Essentials, Tally Prime Essentials, Data Analytics using Power BI course, Financial Modeling in Excel, Business Analyst course, Robotic Process Automation. Interested participants can register from the link displayed on the screen. Few more details about our upcoming Fresh Talks. On 8th of January, we have a talk on Google Sheet plus Power Query for report automation in Excel and Power BI by Mr. Michael Olafusi. On 23rd Jan, we have a session on storytelling through visualizations by Mr. Nidal Feroz. And on 29th Jan, we have a session on the heart of DA functions and data types by Mr. Abiola David. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Do not forget to like the video. For more updates, do subscribe to our channel. And to know more on EIE Fresh Talk, use the link in the description box. Stay tuned for more Fresh Talks, and Excellent Excel wishes you all a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Thank you all. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you, sir. It was very useful session. I tried all the dashboards. I mean, all the metrics.
Great.